3 years had passed since Walter Walt Baines lost his wife, Lorraine. He had spent those years drifting through life like a man lost at sea. His once vibrant home, filled with laughter and the scent of Lorraine's favorite vanilla candles, now felt cold and hollow. Friends called, but he never answered. Church folk checked in, but he had no words to give. The loneliness pressed down on him like a weighted blanket he couldn't shake. One morning, after yet another restless night, he found himself staring at an old photo of Lorraine. Her smile, warm and full of life, seemed to whisper something to him. "You need something to love again, Walt." That very afternoon, he drove to a nearby rescue shelter. That's when he met King, a stocky black and tan Rottweiler with big brown eyes that carried their own sadness. "Looks like we both been through it, huh?" Walt murmured, extending his hand. King licked his fingers, sealing the deal. At first, King was just a reason to get out of the house, but soon the morning walks turned into long strolls, and the quiet evenings became filled with belly rubs and one-sided conversations. Walt found comfort in King's presence. The dog wasn't just company, he was family. It was during one of those walks that Walt stumbled upon Horizon Dog Park. He had driven past it for years, but never had a reason to go inside. The first time he let King off the leash, something shifted inside him. He found himself watching other dog owners smiling at their interactions. And then he noticed Bernadette "Bernie" Williams. Bernie was a stunning woman in her early 60s, full of energy and warmth. She wore her silver-streaked curls proudly, her smile easy and genuine. She had a tall, lanky Doberman named Duchess, who had a regal air about her. "You new around here?" Bernie asked one afternoon, watching as King rolled around in the grass. Walt, a man of few words these days, just nodded. "Your boy looks like he's loving life." "He's got a good heart," Walt admitted. "We saved each other." Bernie studied him for a moment before nodding approvingly. "Duchess and I, same deal." That was the beginning. Over time, their conversations became longer, evolving from polite small talk to deep, soulful exchanges. Bernie had been a widow for nearly 10 years. She spoke of her husband, a jazz musician, with a mixture of fondness and sadness. Walt, in turn, opened up about Lorraine, something he hadn't done with anyone else. They fell into a rhythm. Every evening, Walt and King would arrive at the park, and Bernie and Duchess would be waiting. Some days they sat on the bench in comfortable silence. Other days they laughed like old friends. And then there were nights when the weight of their grief became too much, and they simply held hands. Just as Walt began to feel alive again, an unexpected phone call rattled him. "Mr. Baines, this is Tyrell Coleman. I'm an attorney handling the estate of Lorraine's great-uncle. We need you to come in. There are some unexpected assets in her name." Confused, Walt met with the lawyer. He soon learned that Lorraine had secretly inherited an old home in Charleston and had planned to fix it up as a vacation spot for them. The paperwork had been sitting in limbo for years. The revelation hit him like a gut punch. Lorraine had still been planning a future for them, even in her last days. That night at the park, he confided in Bernie. "I don't know what to do with it." "Maybe you don't have to figure it out alone," she said softly. That was the first time Walt realized something had changed between them. Bernie wasn't just a friend. She had become a part of him. It wasn't a grand declaration, no fireworks or dramatic speeches. One evening, as they sat together watching their dogs chase each other, Walt reached for Bernie's hand. This time, he didn't let go. They took things slow, sharing Sunday morning breakfasts, church services, and quiet nights watching old movies. Their love was different from the first time around, less urgent, but no less powerful. It was a love built on understanding, on shared grief, on knowing what it meant to lose someone and still dare to move forward. 1 year later, they visited Charleston together. The house was old, the paint peeling, but Bernie stood beside him and said, "I see the beauty in it." And for the first time in years, Walt saw the beauty in life again. As King and Duchess ran through the overgrown yard, Walt turned to Bernie. "How do you feel about fixing up an old house with me?" She smiled. "I thought you'd never ask."